Hello. This is Judith Glory coming to you for week 6 in our series to activate, bring out the leader in you using John Maxwell principle. How are you? Hey guys, we are halfway through the journey. Good job if you're present. Good job if you've kept watching. And more important, doing the things, practicing, trying to apply some of the leadership principles shared here. I want to express a special gratitude to the 2, 3 people I see connected. Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping your routine, for showing up. You're not just saying I want to grow my leadership lead, but you're also coming. Showing up is a mark of your determination. It is good for a leader to walk the talk, to keep their commitment. So good job being here. This is with 6, and in this week, we will take the time to talk about a secret to grow, accelerate your leadership, and get more influence. What is that strategy that can help you to really accelerate that leadership lead? We'll talk about that today. And before delving in, I feel like asking you so far. I just say we are in week 6, so we've done half of the series. We are halfway through the series. What are you noticing about you? What is true for you? What has changed for you? Well, if you've been watching things on my channel, you know I like to say transformation and results happen when there is action. What has changed for you as compared to when you started? For you as a leader, what is different? Are you noticing any behavior that is different? Are you noticing any change in the level of influence? Are you noticing something with people you're leading? I really invite you to stop and reflect on what has changed. It's not just about listening. There's a lot of content, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of knowledge out there. What is true for you? What is happening in you? What is changing for you? That's what really matters. And I will be curious to know how things are going for you. So if you want, please, for those who are watching now, that I really want to appreciate again. Hey, what is changing in you as a leader? What have you noticed? I will leave it here, even for you watching, but also for those who watch the replays. What have you noticed about your leadership so far? Feel free to type and answer if you're watching now. I would love to hear that. So today we are talking about one way to accelerate your leadership and impact and influence, and how you do that. Well, with problem solving. John, in his very wonderful book, says the quickest way to gain leadership is to solve problems. Why? What makes problem solving such a special thing um that will make me gain leadership fast? We will talk about that. How do you actually solve problems? I understand it's important. How do I do that? We will answer that. What are some strategies that can help position you as a problem solver? We will talk about that even more in the series today. So we are in week 6, and I want to do a quick recap. So far in the series, like, you've learned a lot. You set your intention. You know what growing your leadership means to you. You took an assessment that showed you where you are in the leadership positions. Are you leader by position because you have the title? Are you a leader because permission level 2, because people have given you the permission to be their leader, because you connected, you make them see you value them, you care for them? That's what will bring you to level 2 in your leadership. You also know that after you have the permission of people, collaborating as a great team, running after a vision to deliver great results for your organization. I like to say, don't think too big, because sometimes I'll hear, well, Judith, I'm just this small startup, this small team. It could even be your family unit. What are you producing as result? Last week we talked about the real test of leadership is creating impact. And by the way, what impact, what change have you decided after watching the video last week to have in your environment? What impact have you noticed? Think about that. And have you taken any action? Have you applied the framework? We may talk quickly about that framework in a couple minutes. So you can be at level 3 production, and then as you choose, get intentional to develop other leaders around you that will bring you to level 4, where you lead by developing people. And then the ultimate level, which is pinnacle, where people actually follow you because of who you are, not because you do A, B, or C for them or for the organization, because of the quality. That's like, I just love talking about that because it comes back to your identity. Who are you? And we talked about that in week 3 or 4, the character, where it's actually the foundation, according to COVID. The roots is like who you are, to build that trust that will influence that ability to lead people. Who are you as a leader? So far you've had assessment, you know where you are in your leadership, you know that leadership means influence, nothing more and nothing less. You also have discovered that the real test of leadership is creating impact. Today, we will talking about one way to really accelerate that leadership lead, which is solve problems. You watching, I'm seeing 3 or 4 of you connected. What problems are you currently solving? I feel like pause. What problem are you currently solving in your family, in your community, non for profit, your organization, your team, wherever you are? What problem are you solving? Are you one of those who just like to pinpoint, to talk about the problems, or you belong to the team of those who will acknowledge a problem and take the lead to do something? What do we do with this problem? We'll be talking about this category because that's how you accelerate, where you gain leadership. There are problems all around you, and there's a difference between those who set up, who show up, who get intentional and take the lead to solve the problems, versus those who just talk and complain and drain people by just talking and complaining about the problem. So this is where we are in the leadership journey. And I said, like right here and now, if we were to put a pause in the movie of your life, what will we see as being the obvious problem you're solving? Think about that. A lot of you keep asking questions on LinkedIn. Judith, I want to grow my leadership. Yeah, I want to actually, I want to be a leader. Hey, what problem are you solving? Who are you helping? Start to think about that. We have seen week 2, it's not a title, it's influence. Who are the people who can follow you? Sometimes for them to follow you solving something. What problem are you solving? And if, as you hear the question, there's no clear problem you're solving, my invitation for you would be look around. Is it because there are no problems? If there's a problem, what is one problem that you can say, this one, I will go after it. This one, I want to do something about it. As you do that and actually take the leap, and maybe use the framework shared last week, where we saw how leaders create positive impact and change where they are. Like John suggested, a very good platform for creating change. One, the clear vision. What is the thing you want to create? Getting clear on that vision. Number 2, communication, letting key people honest, open, real, not playing games, clear communication so that people know the vision, what you want to do, that change, how you intend to solve the problem. Another important thing we discussed last week, step 3, which is gathering and bringing along key people, key influencers. Who are the influencers in your environment? Who are the key people that people listen to, that their point of view is heavy, that people want to know what they care about? Hey, Be observant and notice those people, get close to them and partner with them to solve problems. This is how you grow your leadership lead. So you can change, you can create, you can solve problems, and it's even better to bring along. That's how you will show your leadership. You're demonstrating your ability to sell a vision and bring people along. And John also suggested that when you have those people, give them power, ownership, let them appropriate themselves the change, the resolution, because it's not like now they're following the recipe of Judith, Beatrice, Susie, or whomever you are watching now, but it's our problem. It's our change. It's our impact. And as they run with it like it's their thing, the energy, involvement, motivation is different. So if you've not watched the video, please make time, go and watch it. It was really good with the step-by-step frame that you can follow to create positive impact, to create a change. And as we will see today, to find and resolve a problem. So let's dive into problem. Judy, you can see the passion of Judy. She wants to continue to talk about it. I simply want to insist on hear those things, understand the key learning, the key frameworks, but bring it back to your reality. Is there something in your team now that need resolving? Is there something in your family, in your community, in your church, in your choir, in the groups you belong to that need solving? What if you could say yes and be that leader who will stand up and propose, suggest a solution, and bring people along? Let's continue and see what John suggests you could do to actually be and grow that reputation of a problem solver. I love this quote, which says, leaders who solve problems, they win influence. It's so real. It's so true. Why? Because in general, people like to talk about things when there's a problem. People complain. People will spend time more like or on the day to day in a team. Well, this is happening. We don't have this is missing. We don't have that. Um, but they will just complain and do nothing. But the leader who says, okay, this is happening, we are having this obstacle, there's this problem that has occurred. They stand up, what are we doing? What can we doing? What is the plan? What are the steps? And they keep moving. As they do that, wow, this person stood up. He didn't allow the obstacle to stop the progression. And as they do that often, what will happen is more and more people will look up to them. More and more, if something happens, if there's something new that they want to create, when there's need for innovation, transformation, they'll go and talk to the person who stepped up the last time. What if that was you? In your team, in your environment, in your church, in your non for profit organization. This is our hope. And that's why this series is all about activating, giving you the tools, giving you the strategy, making you realize you got this, you can do this, and you will make such an impact in your world if you decided, this is me, I want to step up, I want to be that person. I want to be that person. Leaders who solve problems, they gain influence because people start to look up, because people trust them. As we will see in couple minutes, solving problems will grow your credibility. Solving problems will grow the confidence, your confidence, and the confidence of people around you. If you see a problem, what can we do? I just want to take, for example, the story you are in a village and then something happened. Maybe that year climate is very rough and there's not a lot of water. And as a consequence, the crops are not giving as many fruits as they were supposed to. You can be on the team of those who will, oh, this year is hard. I don't know the climate. We don't control, blah, blah, blah. What are we going to do? Well, we will starve. I don't know. And just talk, talk, talk. A lot of the percentage of the population belong to that group. Talk, 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 and complain. But there are some people, we want you to make that team. Well, this has happened, not a lot of rain. What is possible? How else can we water the plants? Shall we dig a well? What is possible? And as they think like this, they also bring the elders of the village, they reflect together and they try to create a plan. We cannot just sit down and starve to death. That's leadership. I took the example of dryness, climate. You know your reality. I don't know from where you're watching. And I want to take a little pause here to really acknowledge and appreciate all my viewers from India. Recently, I've seen a huge surge of people watching from India. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the comments, likes. Thank you. And really, if there's anything I can do, a way I can tweak the content so that it really helps activate the leader in you, please let me know in the comment. It's all about creating content that resonates with you, that will get you in action, that will get you to say, yes, I will be that person on my team, in my organization. I want to solve problem. I want to create positive impact. If there's anything that we can do on this channel to help you be that leader, let us know and we will do that. So, what makes it that solving problems accelerates your leadership lead? Hey, problem solving will definitely, I'm rushing because I'm noticing I'm almost halfway through and we've not started talking about problem solving. So, I will drop the interactivity and solving. Maybe we'll come back when I'm sure the real content we've gone through it. So, wow, what makes problem solving the quickest way to gain leadership? Yeah, I was saying a couple minutes ago, as you solve problem, you gain trust and credibility. While everyone else is running away or just talking and complaining, you show you are an action taker, you're a doer, and you're all about creating positivity, not just complaining about things. When you choose to take action and solve problems, people start to perceive you like that and it makes a difference. And you hear things, I'm hearing that in coaching conversation. Well, no, that one, that's a great reader. He walks the talk, she walks, she actually does things, she keeps her promises. No, you can go and talk to her because he or she is like this. When people see that, they bring you problem, you do something about it. And now I'm talking to you who are leaders and maybe you're managing a team. I'm hearing that a lot. This person is a new manager, but they asked our feedback. They did nothing. Well, we took so many hours to work in groups. We did a lot of reflection. We made proposals and they did nothing. When, as a leader, you behave like that, you are mining your and reducing your trust capital because people feel like they even want to collaborate with you to solve problems, but you're doing nothing. um you're not an action taker, you're not a problem solver. And I see this a lot at the middle level of people who are middle level managers, middle level leaders. And sometimes what I will hear, well, the team, well, they did proposal, we did a lot of workshop, it went well in person, blah blah blah. And then I'll ask, so what did you do? Actually, okay. Hesitation tells that nothing was done after the people put together their thinking, did reflection, documented, made proposal. How does that make them feel? It's like you're wasting their time. And it's because of that that you're here in conversation or that person, they don't really have power. They don't really have influence. They just have, it's like they've been placed there. You're losing the confidence of your team. But when they see, they made suggestion, they saw a problem, they propose something, and you partner with them to make it happen. Bam! This is someone we can go to again. He's here. He's there for action. He's real. He wants to change things. He wants to change things. So if you're watching this and you're actually leading a team, what are you doing with the proposals of your people? What can you do about it? I do understand again that where you're kind of middle level, they may make proposal and then senior leadership says no. Okay, what do you do after senior leadership says no? How do you continue to partner? What is possible at your level? It is important, guys, especially when you involve your team, when you take idea, when you make them reflect on something to drive something till the end. Else they lose confidence in you. It's like you don't have all that power or that influence to make things happen. But when you position yourself as someone, you saw this opportunity, you saw this problem, you suggested something, you brought the key people, and you talked about it, you created something. This is a leader. Do that one, two, three times. People will come and look up to you and ask you, what can we do? And when they look up, you're a leader. They feel like you can do something. If they talk to you, you can create something, you can put something in place. And that's why solving problems will accelerate, will make you gain leadership fast and quick. Also, as you solve problem, it increases the confidence of the team. If the team comes to you, if you remove obstacles, like it's a new year in a lot of organizations, kind of the goals of 2025 are already in place, or even if it's not, the team know what they have to do, they have to deliver. I don't know, apps, you will hear a lot of examples from technology. Well, it's my world. They know what they have to deliver, and as they're walking, oh, we are missing this. We don't easily get the feedback from senior leadership. We need more resources. There's this happening. When they come to YouTube with problems, how do you handle that? If they bring problems and you do nothing, again, it will reduce your trust capital. You will lose coins in your trust account. But when you solve problems, yeah, we have a leader who helps resolve problems for us. They'll lean on you, they'll trust you more. And this is a great leader. He will go and fight, he will be a bulldog to protect us, to give us what you need to deliver. So, solving problems for the team will help them gain even more confidence. And overall, you will have the reputation. I would like to work for that leader. No, he fights for the team. He resolves their problem. When they have obstacles, he stands up and does something about it. Um, that's the importance of solving problems. Solving problems again will also help build. As you solve problem, we say trust, credibility. They're tied. The more you do that, the more you're credible. The more people feel like, no, for this kind of things, I can talk to that leader. Uh, 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 I can talk to Raul. I can talk to Susie. I can talk to Julie because actually she did something. The team had this and they did this. If you have a track record of solving problem, track record of being a problem solver, track record of someone credible, track record of someone they can come to. So solving problem will make a difference to your leadership. I think I'll take another pause here to ask you, hey, how is that resonating with you? How can that be your reality? Let's move from concepts to you. What problem are you solving now in your organization, in your team, in your community, in your church, in your group, in your non for profit organization? What problem are you solving? I really want to insist on tying that to your reality because it's in action, bringing those concepts and doing something in your reality that you will see the transformation. Our bet is in 12 weeks, let's activate, let's amplify your leadership lead. It takes action, not just learning, not just hearing things. Not just hearing things. I even feel like if you just want to hear things and keep them in your head, it's great. I like that you watch the video and give feedback. Like, it's even more effective if you do something. If you do something with what you learn, with what you hear. So, what problem are you currently solving in your organization? Anyways, John, and I agree with him that problem solving will build your trust and credibility, will increase the confidence of the team in you, and it will help strengthen your ability to make decisions, because in solving there are things unplanned that will come up, and your ability to solve and move forward, stay in problem solving mode, will make a difference. And that's also why I wanted to share the quote about great leaders. They don't just identify problems, but they stay in solution, in problem solving mode. And I like to take the example, I think I said it a couple minutes ago, a lot of people belong to this group. Talk, complain, this is happening, oh my god. Yeah, it's not documented. Like this team, new or old organization, it's so easy for us to really pick and see and poke what the holes, what is lacking. I think some research in psychology even show that we are naturally leaning towards negativity. And that's why Gottman in his research showed that it would take, like, this is relationship 6 to 1, because we're so prone to see what is bad, to expand. But imagine if in organization, team, or groups that you're part of, you are the person that keeps saying, we don't have, we are missing, we cannot. Really, just talking about that is draining my energy. Is that who you want to be? What if you see that thing naturally, we all do, you see that thing that needs fixing, improvement, and instead of stopping at, oh wow, this is, hmm, what could be done? What can I do? Who can I talk to? Who do I know that knows someone that could help make a difference here? Bam, you've switched, and we want you to switch. We said in 2025, it's all about activating the leader in you. It takes switching. It takes switching. My hope is that this series, the tools, the ideas, the framework can help you switch and choose to be the one who, like all the others, will notice things that need fixing, but will not stay there in it needs fixing land. What can I do? What do I want to do? Who do I know that can help do something about this? And in doing that, you will choose to be proactively, intentionally a problem solver. This brings us to the reflective questions I have for you. Right now, are there some recurrent problem in your environment, in your team that you're facing? What is your approach to resolve those problems? And in general, we're starting with the current situation. When you see problems, do you involve other people? If you're leading a team, do you involve your team in finding the solution? So let's capture your current reality. You can screen capture if you want. Um, what is your reality today? If there are recurrent problems, yay, you have opportunity to demonstrate yourself as a problem solver. And what's your approach? I want you to stop a bit and reflect on how you do that. Um, because reflecting on what you do can help you see things you do well and things that could be improved. And that's the power of reflection. If you keep watching my video, I talked about that. I talk about that a lot, Judith. Keep the passion down. I just love the topic. Yeah. So stopping, if you problem solve now. Oh yeah, in general, I'm in problem solving. So what do you do? Mm, in general, I try to resolve it myself. I think I'm great at problem solving. Excellent. What would it look like if you brought other people in? Yeah, that could be a new way of amplifying your ability to problem solve. In general, what's your approach? Do you give it to the team for them to figure out while you focus on giving them what they need? Just reflect on what you're doing now. And as you notice what you're doing, the next question is, what could you do to be more impactful, to be more effective in resolving problems? I really want to insist on the aspect of bringing other people. What I see a lot in organization working with leaders is um they will do things like it's my responsibility to figure out a problem, an unplanned thing happens, and they feel it's their obligation, it's for them to figure out. It's great as a leader to have a vision. Imagine how much more powerful will be that solution that you figure out if there are three more brains thinking about it. It's not just one. They'll bring other perspective, other personality, other things that you may not naturally think about, which is the importance. We'll talk some more about that in a couple minutes. Bring other people along. You are not obliged. You can problem solve by yourself, especially if you are terrific at problem solving, but you would propose something better, heavier, of better quality, more solid if you bring other people along with you. How about inviting? Who do you know in your team, outside your team? Who do you know who could help improve that solution you're thinking about? Another thing for you to reflect on, and why not bring them in? So, what's the thing? What are some ways that John suggests you um activate your problem solver mind? How do you stay in the posture? Some of the things he suggests is instead of thinking one solution, go multiple solution. Think about what other ways. Um, and one question I like to just give it. It seems simple. We know it, but when you are in that brainstorming, or okay, there's this happening, we don't have good documentation, processes are not in place, a lot of people are leaving the team. Okay, one thing we may do is this. Don't stop there. What else? This question I want to offer you is just what else? Don't stop. What else? When you are kind of brainstorming the problem yourself, also ask the what else when you're working with your team. What else? That will help you find multiple solutions. Think out of the box. What else? And another thing that John says, instead of focusing on the problem, I said couple minutes ago, we naturally have the tendency to lean towards the negative. Oh, the problem, this is happening, we don't have, it is hard, they're asking us to do more with less. Have you noticed that the more I say those things, it's like it's taking away my energy, the tone in my voice? It's not empowering. At the contrary, it's just killing. Why we don't have, life is tough, economic environment, it's, oh my god, it's boring. I just want to get out of that place because it's so draining. But instead of talking about the problems, imagine talking about the opportunity, switching. Well, maybe it's because Judith likes the word opportunity. When I just hear opportunity, it's like, yeah, something new, let's create. That's Judith. But I'm curious, as you're watching this, doesn't it sound better? What opportunity do we have now that we have a lower head count? Opportunity has something positive to it. It has something energy bringing. Weaker opportunity, for me, the next thing that comes, opportunity to create, to make something new. It's positive, it's building, it's increasing. Do you see expansion in my body posture? Meanwhile, we don't have the problem at the thing, the difficulty, the challenge very soon I'll disappear under my desk. But okay, we have less resources, less budget, there's no water, the climate. What opportunity do we have here? It's like, what can we create? So instead of talking about a problem, how about switching it into opportunities? And another thing, sometimes instead of thinking about a problem in terms of fear, uncertainty, embrace the uncertainty. Don't run away from the uncertainty or the ambiguity. That's why I think in a lot of organization, in some assessment, they actually measure your ability to be comfortable navigating ambiguity, uncertainty. So when there's problem, something that needs fixing, instead of thinking about what is uncertain, what you don't know, I like to say integrate, maybe because of my scientific background. Integrate the uncertainty. How can you move forward despite the uncertainty? How can you keep going, keep swimming despite the uncertainty? How can you integrate so you don't run away? I don't want, I don't know, I can't do anything because there's ambiguity. Well, considering the ambiguity, what opportunity, what is possible, what can we still do? And two other things that John suggests, instead of like conforming, think creatively. Out of the box is something being celebrated, I think, even more since COVID. Like we needed to think out of the box. It's something good, it's something great. So, and then instead of thinking narrow point of view, connect the things that seem unconnected. I love this last portion, creativity, thinking out of the box, connecting the non-connected things. And that's where bringing other people in can help, because you see the world with certain lens, influenced by your personality, your background, how you were brought up. So you're coming to this resolution, brainstorming, problem solving from a certain angle. Bringing other people brings a different angle. And that's why at some point you were seeing some articles around how diversity economically is good. The various angles allow us to build and create and solve the problem in a unique way that just one brain, one person, one perspective wouldn't have thought about. And that's the value of thinking collective, connecting, bringing people along that I've been talking about. Even if there's something that you want to solve as a leader, who do you know who knows someone who might bring a different perspective, who might contribute to improve your idea, who might help improve that solution. Think collective. There's power, there's so much more, and we can build better things when we work together. So, these are some things that John suggests to help grow your ability to solve problems. Multiple options, what opportunity, integrate the ambiguity, don't run away from it, and think out of the box, connect the unconnected. I'm curious what you, when you see this, all these options, are there some that you're already using? If yes, can you tell us in the chat? Can you let us know? Are there other ones? Because these are John's ideas. So I'm sure you have other ideas. Would you like to share with us, please, so that together we can learn and grow and increase our toolbox, our strategies to resolve problems? These are John's. Your own ideas, suggestions, or approach to problem solve are very much welcome. Let's create a place where we learn from each other. And this will bring us to the next slide, where we will talk about concretely, practically. We talked about problem solving, the importance. For this week, these are the three things I would encourage and recommend you do. Reflect about three real current problems you could solve in your organization, in your team, in your environment, wherever you are today. What do you see? And think about solutions. You can use the framework. I think I'll bring it again. You can screen capture this. Think about three problems, three challenges. Yeah, I prefer the word challenge because problem is like, oh my God, brings the energy down. Think about three challenges, and I don't know, think what else? What opportunity those challenges bring? What can you do despite the ambiguity and the uncertainty? If you really thought out of the box, like in a movie, what would you come up as potential solutions? And then What options would you come with if you consider the unconnected? Who else can you connect to resolve this problem? And in terms of who, it could be other people, it could be other teams, it could other resources. So really think out of the box again and about the three things you want to resolve, what's coming up. Brainstorm those ideas. And when you have those ideas, the next thing I want to invite you to do is to discuss it with other people. And you're not discussing it with them in such a way that, hey, mighty Judith has thought about this, and this is the three-way we will approach it. Guys, these days, have you noticed this is happening? The problem, did some reflection, and here are some ideas I came up with. What do you think? Do you have other ideas? What can we do together? This is so important, guys. Bringing people in a way that they feel welcome, their point of view is valued, and you really want to solve this with them. Um, Maybe it will be an opportunity for me to share an example. Um, I never saw myself as someone who is like ego centered. It's me, I'm proud, it's Judith. I never saw myself like that. But when I received my first 360 feedback, ooh, it was like, really? Who are they talking about? This is not me. Because one of the feedback received was something like, well, the woman knows she's smart and she wants in every meeting that people know that. And I'm like, is this an error? And then couple lines down, someone else say, yeah, well, she knows she's brilliant and she likes people to see it. Why would people think that? And as I reflected, I told you the power of reflection. I noticed that, yeah, in most companies I work with, brainstorming, strategic planning the future, innovating, doing things different, I'm always brought in. Why? Because ideation is one of, I have a lot of the teams in ideation. So I have a lot of ideas. Some of you already know, call me the computer of ideas. I always have something. But the way I was sharing my ideas, I will come. In general, I'm not the first one to speak. I will listen and observe. And then after, hey, didn't you think about this? You could do this. And I will talk about it like an expert, a consultant who has read, diagnosed, and this is the recipe. Have you noticed I'm talking about them in terms of sentences? Try this instruction recommendation. So it's like the consultant, the expert is in the place. And that's the perception I gave to people in those meetings. And I'm like, I'm not trying to say they are not. So the switch I did, instead of saying, let's do, I think, do this and doing that recommendation. Hey guys, there's this. What do you think? I have this idea. What do you think brings them in? It's like I'm really curious to know what they think. I'm really curious to bring them in. I'm interested. My idea could be wrong. Meanwhile, before it was like doing this will give this. It's like the consultant. The problem, no, I have the solution. This is how it's cooked. The recipe is this. But on the other side, there's this idea, what you think? Ah, it could be good. Yeah, and we ideas build on each other. I brought them in. It was not the recipes of Judith. No, Judith had ideas, opened them to be challenged, assessed by others. They felt part of the solution. And it's like together we came up with solution. Guys, when I did this little switching, things were different. If I was invited before to like 5 strategic or thinking meetings, now it was almost in all the meetings, even like 4 or 5 levels above. They would do things, ensure Judith comes. What was the difference? Collaboration, bring people in. That's why since the beginning of this, I've been saying, even if you choose a problem to solve, how can you bring other people in? When you bring them in, and as we saw last week, you really value their point of view, you take that into consideration, you plan the next step with them. Oh my God, you partner with them. It's not your recipe or your solution. And they feel empowered. John said it last week. Empower, give power to people to run with their ideas. As you do that, you will notice the difference. It's not the recipe of Judith or the plan of Judith or the prescription of Judith. No, together we came up with this idea. These are the next step. I'm in charge of this. They feel empowered to run and do and try things. And that's how you bring people, and collaboratively you solve the problem. You create that positive impact we were talking about last week. You bring that change. So I'm really insisting, we want you to have that reputation of problem solver. Is even better when you bring people along with you. So I'll take a little pause here again and ask you, notice how you show up, notice how you problem solve today. How collaborative are you? How do you bring people in? How do you keep them in? How do you make it a we project, a we resolution? How do you make it not just about you, me, the star, but a we thing? I really want you to reflect. And as you're reflecting, something I notice in the coaching sessions, my very brilliant engineers and introverts, maybe even when they become leader as individual contributors, they're good. Like they solve the problems, they do what it takes to deliver whatever they have to deliver on time. And when they become leader, first time managers, they still keep this tendency. Okay, I need to figure out, I need to resolve this, I need to figure out a way for us to deliver. um, it's like they need to reflect, ponder, find a solution, and come and present it to the team. Would you like to try something different? Bring the team along, make it a team thing, and observe what happens. It's so powerful, the difference it makes when the team, your direct report, they feel like you really want to get the point of view, that their point of view matters, that the organization cares about their perspective. And opening them, being collaborative will open door to you empowering them. Because when people feel seen, that their point of view matters, it shows that you trust them, that you want to build with them, that you want to make a difference with them. It increases the trust. We talked 2 weeks ago that trust accelerates everything. More trust, they will dare more, they will run with things more, they will own things more, which will free you to go and play a more strategic. There's so much benefit to bring people in to solve problems with you, and that will just expand your leadership. Some things I hear in coaching sessions. Should it? Wow, but it's my idea. It's a good one. Now the project, the idea is getting a lot of visibility and steam from senior leadership. If I bring a lot of people in, doesn't are they not going to steal? Hmm. In general, there's a problem either of trust in that team or organization, what I call Hunger Games organizations, where people, you can easily get backstabbed, or the person is in need for them. My name, the initiative, the problem will solve, help me get that promo. But when you really think about bigger business result, impact, and what is good for the team, you're not afraid to open up. Everybody knows you got the idea. You took the lead, you organized the meeting, you talked to stakeholders, you work to create alignment. So there seems to be more benefit to open your idea, your resolution to others. Even extend your reputation. You're not someone who hides info. It's, I need to protect, I need, this needs to be mine. We've seen, in the leadership level, a great leader develops others. So the all in all, the message is, as you're solving problems, don't get stuck on the fact that no, I want to keep it and just come with the recipe for them. Um, you're not inspiring them, you're not valuing, and you are losing a lot of the contribution that could make this idea even better, stronger, nicer, and more impactful. Opening to them could bring the impact of your solution, say from I don't know, mid-level to C-level, because they come with new perspective, new idea, they get involved, they are empowered, they are on fire, and the thing happens. You together cohesively, collaboratively come up with something strong and solid and good. I think I'll stop here with that, but reflect, how are you being collaborative in solving problems? I'm noticing that time has run away and it will be soon time to say bye bye. So, the three things, I'll repeat them. Look around you in your current reality, in your day to day, in what you do at work, in your team, in your family, in your community, in your organization, in whatever you're working on. Are there some challenges that you could turn into a problem that you want to solve? So, brainstorm multiple solutions, bring people in, and evaluate the impact. Dare to do something. And hey, if you want to share with us what is happening, we would love to hear that. We would love to cheer you up. We would love to see you stepping up as a leader and moving from those who just see, notice, identify problems to actually stepping up to resolve the problem. The focus for this week has been to strategies to be and stay in a problem solving mindset, not just being someone who will notice, poke, and point problems, identify what is missing, the gaps, but also setting up, choosing to do something about the gaps identified. We discussed some of the framework, the strategies that Maxwell suggests to problem solve. Think multiple solution, think creatively, switch from thinking problem to thinking what opportunity this is giving us. Thinking also how to bring people in. As you do that, as you continue to solve and resolve more and more problems, you will gain trust, confidence, and credibility. You and the trust of people in you, and as a consequence, be the leader that people look towards, that has this reputation to make things happen. So before the time is over and I have to disappear and go, coming up next week, we will continue this journey. 5 more weeks to go, actually six, but five, where we'll be learning. And the last week, will be celebrating and hearing how people could activate, empower, improve, grow their leadership with the series. And by the way, I want to take a little pause here, like 5 minutes, you do in 2 minutes. If you've been trying what we are sharing here and you would like to tell your story, please get in touch and let's make arrangement. My dream is to see that the last session 12 is not Judith talking, but other people. You watch the video, you listen to the series, you try the tools, you took the assessment, and you have noticed a change in your leadership. You've noticed a change in you. You've noticed a change in your impact. And there's a story to tell. We want to hear that story, please. We want to hear that story. And as I'm sharing this, if you're watching this, Emmanuel, please give me the permission to share your story. And even better, with you want to come, or let's agree on how we can shoot a video to tell. I think your story is worth being told to as many people as possible. So if you watch this, please let's connect and see how we can make arrangements for that. Really, your stepping up, choosing to dare, and with what is already happening, I just feel like, yes, it's a good story to show that you can say yes to your superpower, dare to put them out to make an impact in your environment and actually create that impact. Emmanuel, let me know what you think and let's organize that. So if like Emmanuel, something is happening for you, you notice a change in your direct report in your team, you tried some of the things we talked about in the series and there's some wins, come share your wins and let's share what happened so that it can motivate others to see they can actually activate, amplify, and get more impact by being the leader they are, activating leadership skills they have, and daring to do more with that. Should it stop talking? Next week, we will talk about the heart of leadership, which is connecting deeply with people. We'll talk some more about connection and influence. You have noticed, like in none of this series, we pass without talking and making some links between leadership and influence. So next week, we will go even deeper again. How do you create those deep connection with people? How do you inspire them to follow your vision? It's not because you say, oh, I have this thing I want to do that people will follow. It's not, and we talked about the importance of bringing along influencers last week. So, how do you connect deeply with those influencers or your team or simply the few people you want to do or create or make that impact? How do you move in such a way that they are inspired to follow you? How do you create those deep connections? That's what we'll be talking about next week. And if you're watching this and you're struggling, I hear some of you have asked a lot of those questions on LinkedIn. Hey, Judith, I'm a new manager. I'm struggling. Judith, it's like my new team, they don't like me. I don't get along well. Judith, I feel like quitting because these people, like, it's not working. I'm not influencing. They just do whatever they want. If you belong to any of these cases I've listed, be there next week, 12 EST time in English or 10 EST time in French. Or you can also watch the replay. I encourage in general to join live because we can answer your question. If you have a specific thing, you can bring it and we will answer it. So if the people I described struggling to connect, to influence, to get your direct to do things, even to influence up, come because next week we will talk about strategy to build those deep connection that will cause people to follow, to listen, to be motivated, engage in doing, following that vision, creating that positive change, making the impact. How do you do that? What are some strategies? We will discuss those next week. It will be a pleasure to meet you then. Before I go, three things, please, for today. Identify, look around you, don't overthink this. What is a challenge you faced the last week, month, or for the last couple of months that you can, oh, I want to do something? Identify three. If three is too much, just one. I personally think if you just action what we learned today, look around you. Is there a problem you can solve? And saying, yes, I want to go and solve this problem, that will be a huge gain in you getting activated as a leader. You saw a problem, you didn't just allow the problem to be, you dare to show up to make a difference. That will be serious in practice. And what a joy. It's not about just learning things in the head, but doing something with them. If you see a problem, action number one this week, identify those problems you want to solve, brainstorm something, and start to think about what you can do. Reflect on who do I know that knows or knows someone who can contribute to resolve this problem and bring them in that solution you're thinking. Bring them along, share with them, hear their own point of view, and together partner with them. Just winning this thing. Step two, bringing other people along. Bam, you demonstrated that you are a leader. You can sell your vision. We'll talk some more about that next week. But you being able to have a vision and sharing, and other people say, yes, listen, yeah, let's do something together. That's a win. That's leadership. And actually working to implement that solution. Hey, what a demonstration. Now everyone will see there was this problem. He brought people along. They could create this impact. This is leadership. So I hope you do something concrete and practical this week. Come and share. If there's some things, some questions, please leave them to the chat. If you know, some of you have my WhatsApp, reach out, email. Let's talk this out and let's move from concepts in the head to actually doing something to create a positive impact wherever you are, wherever I am. That's the reason for the channel, to help activate, amplify the leader in you so you can create the positive, so I can create the positive impact wherever I am placed. It was a pleasure and looking forward to connecting with you next week to talk about strategies to motivate, to create solid connection that people have the envy to follow you, to do what you say, to keep motivated till that impact, that transformation, that change, or that problem is resolved. Until next time, take care and be good. Talk to you next time. Bye.